Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Glenn and I'm back again with another video for you guys. Today guys, I'm going to discuss a topic that I think needs to definitely be addressed. You get me? And what this topic is how to know that you're a transgender. The reason for this guys is that I've noticed that a lot of people have been saying to me that they would get or start testosterone for a specific reason, like just to get here, or just to get tall, or just to, you know what I'm saying? And personally, I don't believe that it's right to get into something so serious, right, for such small reasons, especially if you're not really a transgender. So I'm just gonna discuss a few things, guys, about how to know, again, how to know if you're a transgender. So let's just get into that video. Is it me? Motherfucking dog. And then turn over. Alright, guys. So back at it again. So as I said previously, what we're gonna discuss is how to know that you may or you are a transgender. Signs that you may be. One of the biggest things about being a transgender is the dysphoria. For those of you who aren't aware of what dysphoria is a state of discomfort or unease for a person, things that make you uneasy, right? And you have three types of dysphorias, right? The first one being physical dysphoria, right? And what physical dysphoria means is that the individual themselves may be distressed because their body does not match up to who they truly are, right? They know within themselves that they may truly be a male or truly be a female, right? But when they look at their outer appearance, right, for the FTMs, it would be breasts. For the M to Fs, it would probably be their penis. You know what I mean? Things like that makes them uncomfortable because even though they were born this way, mentally they don't feel like this is the person they should be. Right? Alright. Now the other type of dysphoria is going to be social dysphoria. Right? And what social dysphoria is, when the individual may be distressed socially because they may be misgendered, right, or referred to as the gender that they were born, right, by other people, right? So a lot of people can relate. A lot of trans like me, for example, we go on the road and people are referring to us as she, right, or her, or for example, I know a lot of us have went through this where people will refer to us as sir, and then all of a sudden them come back around, you probably pass them your ID, they come back around and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, miss, and that causes a lot of unease, and discomfort within the person because they felt so good when you address them as sir or her, for the MTFs, of course. But when you refer to them as who they truly are, who they really truly feel within themselves, it felt really good, right? Until you went completely out of it and referred to them as the sex that you think they are, the sex that you are pleased with, right? So that would be social dysphoria, and a lot of people don't feel, safe even going anywhere. A lot of transgenders probably don't even go out because they don't want to be misgendered, and that causes a lot of depression as well. You know what I'm saying? Misgendering someone. I don't get what's so hard. If someone says to you that they prefer to be called a certain name or referred to by a certain pronoun, it won't take nothing out of you to just respect that, right? Because if you are a female and to me you look like a nigga, right, but you want me to refer to you as a female, like, comment below, how would you feel if I then referred to you as a nigga instead of what you actually wanted to be called, right? So a lot of people don't take into consideration that. Now the next type of dysphoria, last one, right, then the last one is the mental disorder, which is the worst one, right? Now, mental disorder is when the trans individual may be worrying about their transition or the disconnection between how they feel, right, about the gender that they are and the gender that they truly should be, right? Now, mentally, guys, you can understand how that might mash up a person, right? Personally, I can speak off of myself. Like in the past, I didn't make it an issue if a person referred to me with the she pronouns, right? I didn't make it an issue, but that didn't mean that I didn't feel it. You get what I'm saying? No, learning what I'm learning, the new things that I'm learning, and you know, going through my life now, I understand that I'm going to stop letting people get what they want and think about what I want. And the truth of the matter is, when they refer to me with the she pronouns, I'm just gonna laugh that off, guys. But you guys understand. You know what I'm saying? It just really does something to me mentally, right? And a lot of transgenders might be afraid to say certain things, like when they look at themselves in the mirror, like, and the mental dysphoria is the most serious thing because these things also cause suicide. I mean, I know as I was saying, a lot of trans people might be looking in the mirror, and when they look in the mirror, the reflection that they see is not matching up to the mental. You get what I mean? So it just causes a lot of depression, a lot of stress, a lot of um, discomfort. You get what I'm saying, guys? Guys, I'm so sorry about the dog in the back. I know my dog, you know. I don't know why the fuck he gonna leave my yard alone. Sure. Anyways, yeah, guys. So the mental dysphoria is one of the worst ones, right? And I know that a lot of transgenders, whether you're an FTM or an M to F, can relate to this. You get what I'm saying? And we go through a battle within our minds, guys, especially because the outside world is telling us that who we are and who we feel that we are is not the right thing, right? Now, you're telling me that it's not the right thing, but when I look in the mirror, right, I see so much more. And within myself, I feel so much more, right? And we have to be really careful with how we deal with transgender people. For those of you who might have your friends who are transgender, it's very important, you know, that you be careful and you support them as much as you can, as much as possible. You know, be there for them through it because it's really a hard process, guys. Most of us go through crazy depression, right? I've been doing my research, and a lot of transgender people end up in mental institutions because of how much it took a toll on them. And a lot of them kill themselves, guys. And that's not something that you want to happen to your friend if it is that your friend is a transgender. Now, you want to explore yourself, right? First of all, guys, right? And me and someone had a discussion the other day in which we kind of even had an argument about it, right? Because this person is letting me know that their person is not a transgender, or the transgender would not be the word to use for them, right? However, um, they think that they want to take the testosterone, right? Because they want to get into a certain occupation and they want to see certain features, but they don't want all of the features. Now, it's not about what you want when you start to take these shots. And this is how serious it is. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying the first thing about us transgender people, if you're an M to F, you do not want to be called a male. If you are, well, for me, right? And if you're a transgender and you agree with what I'm saying, and based off of my research and every other transgender YouTuber that I've heard, they never want to be called the gender that they were so called born. You get what I'm saying, guys? So if it is that, you know, you're an M to F and your friends or your family call you a him, right? You're gonna feel that. You feel something within yourself, right? And I can talk for myself as an F to M that when people refer to me as a female, I don't like it. You get what I'm saying? It's not something that I like, but as I said previously, it's not something that I used to fuss about. But now, I really want them to get it straight, right? All right. So me and this person, I have the discussion, and I was letting them know, like they were saying that Sage, you kind of sound biased now because I'm letting her know that if your person just wants to make a change due to the fact that them just want certain things change, but they're okay with being a female, right? And I'm saying to her, then she's not a transgender. You get what I'm saying? And she said to me that Sage, you shouldn't be judgmental. You, out of everybody, should know that you shouldn't be judgmental, and to each their own. Yes, to each their own. But at the same time, even you have transgenders on YouTube at this very moment. You get me? I say female to male, like who are very, very feminine. They're still very feminine, but at the end of the day, they don't want to be referred to as a female. You get what I'm saying, right? They prefer to be gay. They prefer to be a gay man, not a female who is gay. You get what I'm saying? So the main thing about being a transgender is being called a female, right? When you feel and you know within yourself that you are a man. You get what I'm saying? Can really make you cringe. It can really make you curl up. You get what I'm saying, guys? Right? So that's just what the main thing for me. Guys, I don't know about anyone else, right? But to me, a transgender is someone who was born a certain person but does not feel like that assigned gender or society give them. You get what I say? So a transgender can never feel comfortable being referred to at the assigned gender. Isn't it? To know deep within yourself whether you're a male that wants to be a female or a female that wants to be a male, right? You know that the assigned gender is something that makes you cringe. Doesn't mean you prefer the preferred gender. You get what I say? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Comment below, guys. Let me know if I'm wrong. Is it me directly? Is it me? We're all in a learning process. So that's one of my tips, right? See how you feel being called your assigned gender. If being called a female makes you feel some type of way, then yeah, you might be. Yeah, you might be. But what I'm saying, guys, is that back to my friend that I was talking about, right? She mentioned to me that her person likes to be referred to as a female. They don't have any issues at all being referred to as a female. The only thing is that they love to dress masculine. No, guys, if you're a person that is okay with being called a female, if you are an F to M and you're okay with being called a female, then I think you might want to rethink taking testosterone, right? Because it might not be for you. There are certain things, like in my previous video that I mentioned, like the bottom growth, the voice change. There are certain things that never go away. You get what I'm saying? And it all depends on genes. So you might be running in saying that, oh, you just want to take the shots for this reason, and you still didn't even end up getting it, right? Are you going to get it within the time frame that you want to get it, right? Yeah. So try pronouns, guys. See how you feel as your assigned gender, right? Being called that assigned gender. See how you feel being called by that pronoun, right? If you feel at ease, then that's one sign. Second sign, see how you feel when you dress. Now, we have a lot of butches and studs out there who like to dress masculine, of course. All right, so I'm not saying that if you feel more comfortable dressing like a masculine person, then you are a transgender, right? But one of the main things for me is the pronouns, right? That really says it for me, right, guys? But your clothes can also say for you, right? There are a lot of butches and studs out there who still kind of have a feminine persona, right? They will still dress a certain way. You get what I'm saying? A little bit more feminine than a real man or a real transgender would. Y'all see this dog? What make it? What for? You get me? Alright, so see how you feel when you dress, right? Another thing is change your name. See how you feel as an F to M, changing your name to something that is more masculine. Do you feel better being called by your birth name, or do you feel better being called John? Is it me, or Tom, Dick, and Harry? Right? Like, how does that make you feel? Or if you are an M to F, do you feel better being called by your birth name, or do you feel more of yourself if someone call you Sasha? Is it me? Or for guys that are called Ramon, Ramona? You get what I'm saying? Like that. Right? So check out how you feel, right, about your name itself, right? Do you prefer a more masculine name for yourself or a more feminine name? In the cases of right. So name change. Sorry about that, guys. I want name my cat. Believe that? Sure. Anyways, so yeah, your name, right? Switch it up a little bit. See how you feel about your name itself, right? Do you feel better with your birth name, or do you feel better with a name that you assign to yourself? It's a little bit funny, but for those of you who are gamers who like to play games, right? When you log into the game, what is the gender that you choose? Personally, for me, every game that I log into, I'm a guy with a guy name. You get what I'm saying? So that's also another thing, guys. Remember, I'm just sharing like little tips of things that I think that you can use to, think whether or not you may be trans. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's another thing. Do you prefer a boy game tag? You get what I'm saying? Does that feel more like you, right? Because honest speaking, if I go into a game as a girl, like I'm gonna start feel like this is what's really happening. It gets depressing. Another thing is check out other YouTubers, other trans YouTubers, and see how they talk about themselves, how they talk about their experience. See if you can relate to how they're feeling. There are a lot of trans YouTubers on YouTube. So, guys, as long as you type in transgender, transman, trans anything, FTM is one of the keywords, right? You will find help. You get what I'm saying, on YouTube to assist you with your change, right? So, that's another tip. Those are all the tips I have. Actually, yeah, so those are all the tips that I have for you guys based off of my experience. What made me feel like I was trans. You know what I'm saying? What made me know that I am trans? What confirmed for me that I am a transgender, right? My transition may be a little bit late, but it's because of the lack of information that I had in my previous life. You get what I'm saying, guys? But now that I know what I'm supposed to do and where to get it done, I'm off and I'm lifting. You get what I'm saying? Personally, guys, I struggled in the community trying to figure out whether I fit into butch or stud. You get what I'm saying? And after a while, I was wondering, like, okay, if I'm not a butch and I'm not a stud, then what am I? You get what I'm saying? Because there are things that studs do that I ain't with, while there are things that they do that I am with. You get what I'm saying? There are things that butches do that I ain't with, while there are things that they do that I am with. You know what I'm saying? But when I started to do my research on transgender, like, everything matched up to my persona. Alright, guys, so it just clarified it for me. But as I said, the main thing for me really is how I felt when people referred to me as my assigned gender instead of the gender that I prefer to be called, the gender that I know that I should be, the gender that I feel within myself that I am. Right? So that just put the icing on the cake for me. A lot of people probably won't be like me. Right, guys? But really and truly, the point of this video is I don't want people to think that transforming or being a transgender or taking a t-shirt is a joke. It's not a joke, guys. Right? If your intention, if when you learn what the t-shirt can do to you, the only thing that you can pick out of everything that it can do is one thing, then I think you need to rethink whether or not you want to be a transgender, because it's not a joke. You get me? If you only want certain features, it's not going to work that way, guys. Right? It's definitely not going to work out for you well. And you don't want to be a transgender And I've seen it on YouTube as well, right? And based on my other researches, but you don't want to be one of those transgenders who looks back in the mirror at yourself a couple years after you've done all of this. You take all of them shot there, and you're not pleased with yourself. You want to go back to your feminine self. You do not want to be that person because you're going to put yourself, I don't even know if I dysphoria that. Where you're going to put yourself in. I don't think we can name that. You get what I'm saying? But you don't want to be that person. You don't want to regret. And another thing, as I mentioned to you guys, is there are certain things that you just can't change, right? There are certain things that even if you do stop taking the testosterone because you don't like the changes, like your voice, yeah. So if you want to, you prefer to be a female, you're okay with your feminine self, brother. After you don't take the testosterone or you stop, you try no say for the rest of your life you sound like a nigga. You get what I'm saying? For those of you who just want to decrease your breast size, brother, when you're on the testosterone, it does help to decrease the size, but if you are a big breast person, you try get ready for the top surgery. Alright? Because your breasts are going to now flap. You get what I'm saying? They're going to, yeah. You get me? So either you're gonna tie it down and look on it that way for the rest of your life, being all flappy like you got 12 kids, right? Or you're going to cut that shit off. And if you really do prefer to be a feminine female, not feminine per se, sorry, wrong choice of words. If you do really prefer to be a female, you really don't mind that much, then all you gonna feel when, yes, you get the breast decrease size, you got that done, but now they look all flippy and flappy, and now you have to find the money to pay for that surgery to cut that shit off. No, you're a woman without breasts because you're okay with your gender. You get what I'm saying? But you only did this to decrease breasts. No, you're not a breast at all. So what are you going to do? You get what I'm saying, guys? Like, you really need to research testosterone. You get what I'm saying? You don't get to, when the doctor inject you, you don't get to say,
alright, doc. Me take out a piece out of the testosterone and make me grow ear. Or me take out a little bit out of the testosterone and make the breast decrease too much because I don't have to cut it off. Alright, doc. Me not too want the rough guys either. Me see if we can take out a little bit out of the testosterone.
oh, that's ridiculous. No, that's not going to happen. I'm gonna help me, please. So, anyways, as I was saying, guys, what I'm trying to just get across to people is don't do this like it's a trend. It's not a trend. It's very serious. And you have people out here who are really transgenders, who are really, feeling on this topic. You get what I'm saying? And for you to just come out here and take it for a joke, you get what I'm saying? That's disrespectful to us transgender people. Now, if it's a case where you just want to look a little bit more masculine, you have temper na depend testosterone. You have Carter the body. You get what I'm saying? If you don't know Carter the body, then check it out. You get what I'm saying? And that nigga could pass for a transgender, but he's not. You get what I mean? Carter is not a transgender, but he does look masculine, which means that it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Work your ass. If you really want it, work your ass. You don't need to take the testosterone to do all of that. You get me, guys? I'm just afraid, and I fear for people who don't understand how serious this testosterone thing or this transitioning thing is, right? So you guys really want to take into consideration what you're giving up, right, as a female. Now, if you feel like you are okay, once again, if you feel like you are okay with being a female, personally, I believe you're not a transgender. If you are a man and you feel okay with being a man, you don't have an issue with it, then you're not a transgender. I'm not going to say what you are because nowadays we have come up with a bunch of things. We so add Z to the community. So it's up to you to find yourself and let us know what it is, but it's not transgender. You know what I'm saying, guys? We need to think before we do it. I'm telling you, this is a life change. It is a life change. And as far as me see it, guys, when I start taking shots, I'm a voice change.
My voice change? My voice?
Listen, I'm not gonna stop take shots because I'm not gonna be looking like a female out here with that rough blood clot voice thing. That's not gonna work out. No. Alright guys, so I just wanted to make this video to let other people know that there are other ways to know, there are other ways to do things that you want. Right? You probably might not get the hair and stuff. If I do the hair where you want, Amazon sells fake beard and fake mustache, and you can do all of that. If I do the hair you want just for set style, that's not gonna work, bro. You get what I'm saying? That's it for my video, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope I didn't make it too long, which I normally do. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that it was informative to you. And if this is your first time tuning into my channel, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. You see me? I'm Glenn, guys, and I'll be back again with another video. I'm out.